So anyway, so what happens is we need to come back to our roots, and we need to actually take a look at what we're eating, when we're eating, and how we're eating, right? And it's not all about calories. It isn't about calories, right? Now, because of the GMOs, the genetically modified organisms, that it's not about calories. Everything you eat, everything that has flour in it, everything that has corn in it, everything that has sugar in it, right, has all kinds of genetically modified organisms. I get all kinds of women that come in, they're in their, in their 50s, and they got this extra big amount of weight going on right here, and they go, oh my God, this is the menopausal thing. And I'm going, no, not necessarily. Yes and no. Because of the genetically modified organisms and the kinds of food you're eating, and you're not taking the right vitamins, and you're not doing the right things, that's what it really is. So when we come to tapas, we have to really take all of that into consideration, right? So that's important. Red dye 40. You guys eat it every day with those hot Cheetos and those corn chips and all of that, taquis and all of that. Red dye 40 is made from female beetles. They're crushed in Africa. They are made, and they are then, of course, they actually, in order to preserve the dye so it's so perfectly red, they don't even kill the beetles, okay? They're alive, and they throw them in, and they mash them, and then that's how you get your red dye. It's better, it makes it taste better if they're alive. That's what's on your hot Cheetos. That's what's on there. And you know what red dye 40 does inside your system? Let me tell you. By the age of 36, I will be seeing every one of you in my office for early menopause, because it messes with your hormones. Yep. So, but that doesn't matter, right? Some people say, so I like it. So our values are mixed up. Our values are all mixed up, and that's where the tapas comes in. We would rather spend $300 on an iPhone than to spend $300 on the right supplements. It's interesting because I have people come to my office all the time, and I say, okay, your vitamins are probably going to cost you, based on all the tests I've done, they're going to cost you about maybe $115. My God, I can't afford that. Right? Oh my God, that's too expensive. I'll come see you later. Okay, come see me. And it's either going to cost you now, or it's going to cost you later when you're so sick you can't go to work, so it's going to be lost wages, and doctor's bills, and insurance bills. What's the bigger cost, that one or this one, right? We have to think about that. You guys are young. Right now you guys are healthy. So for you, it wouldn't be a massive amount of money to spend a little bit of insurance. Don't you buy insurance when you drive? Yeah. Taking the right vitamins is insurance for your health. But the right vitamins aren't necessarily the ones that you get at the store. More than likely, all of those, and with all my research that I've done, I can tell you right now that they're not the right vitamins. And I will be sending you a video so you can just take a look at what these vitamins, Centrum, who's heard of Centrum? Mm-hmm. One a day. One a day, yeah. And then I hear some women say, you know what, I want to be really healthy, so I take prenatal vitamins. And I'm going like, yeah. So I'm going to send you a video, and it's very graphic. We take an apple and we divide it up. When you cut an apple, the skin and the insides begin to oxidize, yeah? Have you ever cut an apple and it begins to turn brown? That's oxidation. That's what happens to our cells, right? Every day that happens to our cells. So then you take that, which is representative of our cells, and you put it in a jar of water, and you throw in one of the vitamins that's supposed to help you. And I'm going to let you guys see the results. It's a 3-minute video. I'm going to show it to you. And then you guys come back next week and tell me, what's today, Wednesday? Yeah, on Monday you tell me which vitamins you want protecting your cells. Okay? So we have to be really careful. What we ingest is exactly what we will look like when we're older. right? So you have to be really careful about that. The other thing is this, how you eat. How many times do you actually sit down and eat? We don't have time, right? We don't have time. What happens is we're grabbing something and the quickest thing is usually full of GMOs and usually full of gluten and everything else, and it's just easier to grab some empty calories and toss them in our body, and we don't even realize what we're doing, right? And we have lost the ability to taste. With all the chemicals, you have lost the ability to taste. Any real food that you taste, you will say that doesn't taste good, because you have lost the ability to taste, right? The other thing is I don't know if you guys are aware, but in Europe now, Red Bull, and all the energy drinks are all being taken off the shelves because 27-year-olds are beginning to die of heart attacks. We had a 12-year-old come into my office with a seizure because he was drinking the 5-Hour Energy. It's just been put out by the FDA. It came out about 2 weeks ago. 5-Hour Energy drinks are supposed to be taken off the shelves because they're killing people, literally. FDA is looking into it. But the 5-Hour Energy people, the people that make it, don't want the FDA to do that, so they're forking in a lot of money. I'm talking billions of dollars with a B, so that they don't take them off the shelves. Imagine that. If they have that much money, that's how many people are buying their shit. Excuse me. I get very emotional. This is something that's very close to my heart. Red Bull, in Europe, they have the best health care because they have preventative health care. Over there, you will only find one vitamin supplement. You will only find non-GMO foods because they shut out Monsanto. You will find only things that are good for you, right? Interestingly enough. So we have to remember that here in the U.S., when people come from Japan, people come from China, they're fine in their country. They come here, we feed them the fast food, and guess what? Heart attack, obesity, diabetes. The sad part is this. All of you Gen Yers will be the first generation to bury your children before you. Now, is that sad or what? That is sad. That is sad. And so that's an area that's very close and dear to my heart. That's why I'm one of the leaders in PreventObesity.com and in Health Core, Keeping Children Healthy, right? Because you guys are bombarded with this all the time. You have no choices, and they're taking advantage of you guys, right? But how much does a Red Bull cost? And how many people do you know that are drinking 1 or 2 Red Bulls a day? At least $10 a day. 10 times 30, because that's 30 days of the month. What's 10 times 30? $300, and these people don't even realize that's what they're spending. Right? So we have to be very careful. So when it comes to the yamas and the niyamas, we're talking today about tapas. We're talking about eating mindfully. Okay? When you eat, you should chew your food. Now write this down. You should chew your food a minimum of 25 times. Minimum. I want you to begin to count how many times you chew your food. 25 times before you swallow. Minimum. How many of you guys drink water?
I've learned that a while ago because of my problem that I have with my stomach. And I do that now. I even count them. Because I thought it was 20, so now I have to
25.
Yes.
25.
And it does help. Because
Yes.
you can, even when it goes down, because I used to before, they were like, it will hurt as it goes down because you don't chew it. So like you're swallowing the whole thing. So I see the difference now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You're gonna chew your food. This is your homework. You're gonna do this for the rest of the week, okay? You're gonna chew your food for 25 times before, right? You're not gonna talk when you eat.